Who carries the most pain in The Last of Us? It's not you, in my think. Let's break down every burden they're forced to live with, starting up with Ellie's guilt. Ellie literally saw everyone die. Her best friend Riley, Sam, and Henry, and then Tess. And we all know our greatest fear is not wanting to end up alone. I feel like with our immunity, this fear is bound to happen, and I believe Ellie also knows that. It got so bad that it got to her. She finally opened up to Joe and told him about her best friend, how they both got beat, but her best friend told her to like wait it out. And then she died while Ellie is still alive. She opened up to him how it felt like, how it was devastating for her. Finally, she found hope in Joe. She felt like she had a purpose with Joe and an immunity to cure the world. And then Joe died. Finally, someone she was able to be vulnerable with, someone she actually cared for since Riley and ended up dead. And to know that she didn't forgive Joe before he died just add more weight to her pain. And why Joe died because of her, Joe trying to protect her and killed Abby's dad. So her not forgiving Joe led to a devastating need for revenge, which cost her her friend, her loved life, and her community. So all this combined really puts Ellie at number 3 of the list. Moving on to the next. Stay tuned for the last one because you aren't gonna guess who carried the most burden. So Joe. Joe throughout part 1 and also part 2 was haunted by his daughter's death. He still had flashes of Sarah even though he isn't really like showed in the game, just through the way Joe behaves. And there's one particular scene. At this particular scene, when Joe rescued Ellie from the hospital, you could see in the elevator when he carried Ellie on his arms, he felt overwhelmed. And at that moment, it's likely he was having flashes of Sarah, how he failed to protect his own daughter. And that is why he couldn't let Ellie go, and even to a point where he lies to her, even knowing that is not the right thing to do and it's not his decision to do. So the guilt of failing to protect his daughter and the guilt of taking a 14-year-old purpose away from her because he couldn't bring himself to lose a girl he sees as a daughter and to lose a person he really is vulnerable for and cares for. That's why I had to put him in number 2 of this list. The burden of not able to protect your own daughter. Moving on to the last one, Tommy. Yeah, I said Tommy. Tommy did the most heartbreaking mistake ever. This decision literally cost him a brother and sealed Joe's fate. He reveals Joe's name to Abby. I know you might say, oh, this is just a mistake. But wait, imagine you were always careful in an apocalypse world for over 20 years now. And what made you fuck up all this while is mentioning your brother's name. Just a word, Joe. That one mistake literally turned his life upside down. First, leading to his brother's death. Second, the guilt he carries throughout that part 2. Not able to get justice for Joe. Tommy tried so bad to atone for his sin, to atone for his mistake, going after Abby and her crew. But in the end, he didn't actually kill the real person. He got injured so bad. Relied on Ellie to atone for his mistake. And then ultimately, this wasn't sure, but I'm just making a speculation. Ultimately, maybe losing his wife. I'm sure his wife wouldn't allow him to leave her and just go for all night revenge. And also him relying on Ellie, who is also going through much and who is also grieving. Relying on her to go after Abby is just too low for Tommy. So I think that was his lowest point of Tommy career. And so I think this deserves number 1 spot. So what do you all think? Who carries the most burden in The Last of Us? Is it Tommy, Ellie, or Joe? Or even Abby? If you got to this point and you like this video, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe. I'll see you all later. Bye.